Hello to all YouTubers, how you guys doing? This is good old Grandmaster Evan here, and you're watching the Anonymous Liberty Media, brought to you by the Worldwide Resistance Network, also known as TWWRN. Now, I've been trying to record a video for the last good 45 minutes about automotive technology, automotive innovation. From decades ago. And I was talking about how two innovators that were ahead of their time. And even though this happened 30 plus years ago, over 70 plus years ago. You understand? Now, I have hardly any data on this thing. That means hardly any pictures or whatever on this thing. I just feel like I'm being censored here. I'm being censored, and I don't know why. I think that YouTube is fucking with me and shit. I think that they're really trolling me or whatnot because I am really, really sick of it. So, again, I want to talk about the old school innovation. Okay, this, even though it's old technology, but it still was ahead of its time. Okay. Now, Tucker was a guy from Indiana. Okay, Indiana. And he went on to build a iconic, legendary car that was only made for 1 year. Okay, for 1 year. And because of what happened, there was no more car ever made. But the car was a innovative, innovative. I mean, it blew people away. Like, okay, for example, the car had an engine in the back. This was a big block 514 engine. Okay, it wasn't a hot rod motor. It was just a 514 that put out 145 horsepower or whatnot. And it had two batteries in the back. Each one was 100 pounds. Powered the car. It had 3 headlights. Rare in a vehicle. Very rare. Usually you will see about 2 or 4 lights. But this one had 3 headlights, 2 on the side, but 1 in the middle was a WTF. Because if you're driving at night, and if you were to turn a corner, the center light would turn along the corner you were turning into. I mean, it also had, the back doors were doors like the Continental, suicide doors, suicide doors on the back. The front doors in the car were just regular doors. You open up like that, and you kind of got a car. But the back doors were kind of like the Lincoln Continental back in '61. Oh, like this. Those are doors on that car. And it was a rare car of its time. It was ahead of its time, period. Okay. But when Tucker built the torpedo with the center turning headlight, with the rear, two rear back passenger suicide doors, and the big 514 big block V8, and the 2 batteries in the back, this car was amazing. Designed. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce the word suicide doors. Sorry. It had back doors were it had suicide doors. Suicide doors on the back. I'm sorry. I'm just too excited and kind of frustrated because of what's happening here. So please bear with me. But the car itself, with the center turning headlight, the engine in the back with the 100-pound batteries, and the 2 back suicide doors, which was very innovative. Okay, first ever done. And the trunk was in the front, and if you bought the car, you get the luggage, the handbags, and everything else. But what really, all this scared the big 3, Chrysler, Ford, and GM. It really scared them big time. And the heads of the big 3 wanted this guy to go. But my question is, how come they didn't do it with Packard or Hudson or Studebaker? They could have done it to, say, other companies that made cars too. But why go after Tucker when he's building this car that had three lights, and the center one is a turning light? Like, if you turn it, it goes with it. Engine in the back, big old 514 big engine, and 2 back suicide doors. And so, how they kind of ended it, kind of put them. They had these false charges on the guy, claiming that he didn't pay taxes, which he did. He has. Because the reason they do that is because they don't want to lose money and customers big time. Because this innovation was too out there, too ahead of its time. Okay, now if you look at John Z. DeLorean, this guy's car. This car is a '81 DeLorean DMC-12. Okay, like the '48 Tucker Torpedo, the DeLorean DMC-12 was the car of its time. Now, the parts of the car were all different nationalities. Okay, the engine was from a French engine. The body was steel. Steel and other material. And the engine was a V6. That put out 130 horsepower. That it was third fastest behind the Ferrari. Okay, and I don't know why the big 3 went after DeLorean, but it was so bad to them, they had to bring in the FBI to bring in this fake sting, it was a entrapment, because he thought he has a financier to help with his company. So why did the FBI do this shit to the guy? He was building a car company. He needed help with his company because his cars were ahead of their time. And it looked like, if you really think about it, it looks like almost a Ferrari with glowing doors. So they repeated of what they did to Tucker years ago. So, and they shut him down because they thought maybe if you take the guy out, hey. But why would why would it happen? He's known. He's known. So why try to destroy this guy? He's like, his company was like any other company. He wanted to build a car. Build a car. You know? He wanted to build a car. That's all he wanted to do, was build a car company so he could sell cars. Why is it so hard for somebody to build a car, but you feel like if they build a car, so what it is, these companies are afraid of something different compared to what they ain't doing. They don't like anybody to come out with something very innovative, very influential type of technology on cars, you know. But how DeLorean made his car? The car had a V8, no, a V6, 130 horsepower. Then he was building a twin turbo V6, 215. It was putting out what, 215 to 20 with the twin turbos, and it would have given Ferrari a run for the money that year in '82. Twin turbocharged, hey, this car would have done it. But the big three were like, nah, this guy is too much of a maverick. We gotta get rid of him. So the FBI did this sting, which was a entrapment. Okay, the reason for that is the big three did not want another competition from someone who's independent. Period. Because he was somebody that they couldn't control. He had creative freedom to design and build his car. Highly influential, good car. Now, how come the people in Japan didn't stop the Mr. K, the guy that designed the 510? Because they were all making cars. They weren't that shady. Now, if Nissan took their plant from Japan to Los Angeles, I'm into the States, the U.S. government would be like, yeah, we're going to keep an eye on you guys. Like, and the big three, we were like, okay, you guys come from Japan, huh? All right, we'll watch your ass. Just don't fuck with it, okay? Anything you do, we'll know about it because we got connections. That happens. It will happen. Tucker, DeLorean. Think about it. Now, the DeLorean was a car of its time. For nearly 7 years, this car was absolutely amazingly being built correctly. Designed, holy crap. The engine was a French engine, a Peugeot Renault engine. Okay, 130 horsepower. Nice engine. It's a V6. Imagine if it had the twin turbos that were a stage 4 turbos. Holy shit. Imagine that fucking shit. It'll be 130 horsepower engine, V6, put 2 twin stage 4 turbos on this engine. It would go to at least 320 horsepower, or 300 horsepower. Holy crap! It would blow the Ferrari away. Oh man! Imagine if this engine was a racing engine in this car, and had turbos. I'm saying racing turbos in a stock car. Okay, the engine's what, a 230 horsepower engine. Take 2 racing twin turbos in this car. 500 horsepower. Holy shit! Bye Ferrari. Bye bugger. But with all kidding aside, if the feds didn't entrap John Z. DeLorean the way they did, I think that the executives of the big three were kind of, well, this guy's making his car and it's making us look bad, so let's take him out. He has to go. And I mean, he was a rebel. He was a guy that I mean, you couldn't control the guy. You know, he came in the late 50s, came in, helped with the GTO, the Firebird. Come on. This car was a badass. Imagine if it was called the DeLorean GTO or the DeLorean Firebird. Because the guy was an innovative genius behind this car and the Firebird. The guy should have owned the name of the brand of the car, the GTO, and the Firebird. But over time, started to really not look good for DeLorean because I mean, he was looking for backers to help him with his company. I mean, the car was looking good, and it was really looking good, and wow, wow, and also another vehicle that was ahead of its time was the Humvee, the H1. I like the design, the style of the car, and how it ran, but it only was putting out 14, 15 miles per gallon. It was sucking gas badly. Running good, but sucking gas badly. So Arnold Schwarzenegger thought, hey, this is a pretty good vehicle if it was in the hands of a civilian. Hey, go forward then. Yeah. So Schwarzenegger lobbied this to happen. So the company that was making the military version of the Hummer was building civilian versions. Now, here's where I think where it would have been good for anybody. Like, if Ford bought it, or Chrysler, or GM, you could be able to pick what engine you want in your vehicle. Okay, only the engine. Now, if put in the diesel, the Triton diesel, the 7.3, or Chrysler, the Dodge Cummins turbo diesel, or GM, the Duramax from the Silverado or Sierra. Because each engine you're putting out, was it 25, 32 miles per gallon? Not too bad. Not too bad. But this would have saved that line. And these eco dumb shits wouldn't have, say, get rid of that son of a bitch. How? People love them. The worst one, H2. I like it because of the design. But I don't like it because it sucked gas. Like, going out of style. You know what I'm saying? But if you would have put the Duramax turbo diesel in that son of a gun, would have been pretty good. I mean, you would have got, what, 25, 30 miles per gallon? That's okay. Pretty good. Now, what killed it was GM didn't think correctly. They stuck with the same engine that was sucking gas. All they had to do was change the engine to a Duramax engine. Duramax turbo diesel. Okay? Duramax turbo diesel. Would have worked beautifully. Okay? And it would have gotten 25, 30 miles per gallon, and you're good. But they weren't thinking. They're thinking they cut the engine for the H2, sucked even more gas. Then here comes H3, which could have been a clean slate. Start over. But the H3 would have been an H3 and an H3T with the engine of the Sierra or the Silverado, which is a gas engine. I mean, you could have taken added parts from both trucks. You know, the suspension, the axles, the seats, the steering wheel, everything, and the engine would have been perfect if GM would have thought, okay, we got this H3. Let's put all the components of the Silverado and Sierra in this truck, in this thing alone, and it would have been pretty good. Get the exhaust, get the engine, everything from these trucks, put it in this H3 and H3T. You were done good. All you had to do was, if you were to continue with the Hummer line, got to put in the Duramax turbo diesel, okay, and also a bio turbo diesel if it was a hybrid, because it would not have sucked so much gas as it used to do. But if you own a H2, here's the thing: what you should do is take the original engine out and put in a fucking Duramax engine. Better. See, that's why you would see people owning H1. They would take out the original engine that was sucking gas like a vacuum cleaner and shit. They put in the Duramax. The Duramax ran better. 25, 30 miles per gallon. Better. Now, how come GM didn't think? Once you got them, they put in the Duramax, and you were getting better gas mileage with the Duramax. The diesel was better. The Duramax. Even if you took out the original and put in a Triton diesel or a Cummins turbo diesel, those engines were both good. I mean, here's how I would feel about it. If I was a company that was building Hummers, it's a civilian version, I would be a contractor for GM, Ford, and Chrysler. Okay. If you were to buy one, you get to choose what engine you want. Do you want a Triton diesel, a 7.3 liter Triton diesel, or a 7.3 Duramax diesel, turbo diesel, or a 7.3 Cummins turbo diesel? That's how I would run my company. Okay. You could even get a transmission that you wanted, but the thing is, it would be hard to even do that because the transmission was pretty fucking big and shit. So keep the transmission, but get an engine choice. Now, see, do you know what I'm saying? A Duramax, Triton, or a Cummins turbo diesel. These engines would be pretty good. But with the original, it was sucking gas like Stormy Daniels sucking neck. Think. But this is the innovation that the big three don't want to hear about. Don't want nothing to do with. They just want to run things their way because they don't want a little guy like Tucker or DeLorean to be a thorn in their side. I mean, what if somebody decides, well, I'm going to buy the DeLorean company, name, everything else. I'm going to build the name. I'm going to make it big. I'm going to compete against the big three and show them that I could be the baddest motherfucker alive on the planet. I'm going to build the cars that would put fear in those fat fuckers big time. You gotta be a rebel, man. You gotta be an outlaw. You cannot. I mean, you have to be the most feared auto guy in the world. Take shit from nobody. I mean, literally, take shit from nobody. Compete with these fuckers. I mean, come on. Imagine if someone bought the AMC line, the Mercury line, the Pontiac, Olds, Hummer, and DeLorean, or just the four. Let's see. You want Pontiac. You want to put fear in these guys, okay? Hummer will be a pretty good truck off-road line, truck line. Right? Hummer. Pontiac. Okay? Olds, Mercury. DeLorean. Bingo. You would turn Mercury into a luxury line. Pontiac and Olds. And, call it, think about it, DeLorean into a, you build your car, you buy awesome cars. You bring back cars that people miss. Then, as your truck division, Hummer. Hummer would be a badass truck division. And you would build different versions of the Hummer. SUV, truck, whatever. And you would compete against the trucks of both the big three and Jeep of Chrysler. Okay, that would be a badass right there. But of course, the big three won't do that because they don't want a little guy, just a little guy to build a car. That would really fuck them up. Oh yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is good old Grandmaster Ruffin here. I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and if you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, and don't forget to hit the bell for notification for future videos to come. Alright? And if you got this transmission, you are the resistance. You're one of us now. You are the resistance. Remember, knowledge is free. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Peace out. Revving out.